I mean, everybody know I got this single white female situation going on where this woman that's got STDs is going around trying to tell people that I'm promiscuous, and this woman who do drugs got everybody, this woman with all these issues is going around trying to single white female me, and that shit, like I said, is weird enough in and of itself to where I can't even really. I guess I get where she keep trying to attack me, so won't nobody look at her. But that speaks for itself, right?
Hey, loungers. I hope everybody is doing as great as I am today. Listen, guys, we are going to get into this show today, okay? And I'm going to preference the show with a couple of things. The first thing is this, okay? I am in no way taking pleasure in discussing any of this in case any of you don't know, okay? I know that the people that are the closest to me absolutely know that. I also want it to be clear that I am not making fun of anybody with such a disorder as HIV or anything along those lines. Okay? We're all adults here, and obviously that's not something that, I'd want to do, is be making fun of people and, making light of such a disorder. Okay? But I also want to make it clear that I am in war right now. I have been sitting here for months, 6 months, the better yet, almost the better of almost a half a year, with a weird ass bitch lying on my name, all while multiple people know exactly who I am. Okay? I'm talking about disparaging my family, disparaging my dead husband, right? Disparaging my children, disparaging me, disparaging my sexual health, all kinds of stuff. And I have been expected by this person to just sit back and take their bullshit without any response, without saying anything, without doing anything, without involving myself, without, just simply just sitting back and allowing people to do and say whatever they want. And that bitch got me fucked up. Okay? See, I just the same way that you can sit here and lie about me and then show your medical records to the sector, kind of like this one right here, right? This is the reason why I'm saying you're HIV positive, Carrie'S. And today, because I was pretty fucking upset and pretty angry when I was slapping you the past few days, I didn't dive deep into this particular test, the second one at the bottom. The first one at the top, we got deep into that and we confirmed why doctors give that test. So I gave you an out, Carrie'S, right? I told you you will bow before the Lord today, and told you I'm giving you an out, right? Meaning I didn't go into that second test that was ordered on the same day from the same provider. Now, Miss Scammy Ann, Miss Scammy Ann, right? Everybody pull up a seat because this bitch is a scammer. Now, I'd like to get into that maybe one day, Carrie, okay? Maybe one day, Carrie, we'll get into the scamming stories about you. But just so y'all know, that woman loves to alter documents. She loves to lie to insurance companies and all types of stuff. And long and behold, I have actual proof of that. And not only do I have proof of that, there's proof of that in other spaces in this sector as well. But either way, we're not here for the scams today. We're just here to tell the truth and shame the devil. Because what you did was run out here and pull up Truvada, right? Truvada. Something that has been in the news for maybe about 13 years now, right? As a revolutionary HIV preventative drug. A drug that's taken by HIV negative adults who who are, at high risk or have some other things going on, or even in some cases they don't even have to be. They can request Truvada without, having high risk. So again, you would have got away with this if it wasn't for them meddling motherfucking kids. Only because of these couple of tests right here, Carrie-Ann, is why I am so confident in saying you are HIV positive. And I am well within my right to do so according to these two tests. And we're going to get into them today and check them out and talk about this particular one, the Hla-B5701 typing. Now, on my community wall, I had a picture of where Carrie-Ann was in the picture showing you guys this test. So if you don't believe me, you can go to my community wall, or you can go to don'tplaywithit.com. Shout out to Hla-B, because it's on the website, okay? We're going to put a link to the website in the chat so you guys can go over there and check out the blog. Because everything that Carrie-Ann has said, everything from the timeline all the way up and down is on there. Okay? Everything. See, you can't copyright that, sis. Okay? You can't get that. That's owned. Okay? Get on her level while you out here talking shit about her as a mother. Something you could never have been. Something you wanted to be, obviously. Clearly, according to your medical history. But something you haven't been. Okay? So anyway, I definitely wanted to preference the conversations with that and understand that, I did hear from somebody that I care for who was offended by HIV being discussed in this, in this instance. And I get that. I know people who have HIV as well. And again, it is not a joke or a game, which is why I will not allow a bitch like Carrie-Ann to lie on my name and say that I have such a thing when it's clear, according to these two tests, that she has it. And she don't mind scamming you niggas to lie to you niggas. To get you niggas to think anything she wants you to do, because that bitch is diabolical. Now, you could fuck around and find out if you want to. But again, I will not take back the truth. We are here to tell the truth and to shame the motherfucking devil today. And today we're going to put it to rest. See, you can run out here and lie to the people about imaginary grandchildren I'm murdering and all this other stuff. Guys, I have one granddaughter. Shout out to her. She'll be 2 years old at the end of this month. She's thriving. She's doing excellent. And her parents are excellent parents. Excellent. They provide her with everything she needs. I could be one of them grandmothers where I could just buy shit just because. Just buy stupid shit. Because she don't need nothing. You understand? This is how much of a village my baby has. This is how much of a village my grandbaby has. One grandbaby. So you can let her keep talking all her crazy and let all the demons in her head keep telling her all these crazy things. But again, so far, Carrie-Ann, you have not been able to prove a single solitary thing that you have said about me. But today, I'm going to prove what I said about you. And again, I gave you an out. But you just didn't want to take it, okay? So I'm going to prove it today. Now, before I do that, let's get into a quick timer, and then I'm going to get into y'all comments. I do see you guys in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in, guys. And let's get right into this, okay? What's up, Redbone? Definitely appreciate you being in the building as well. Sis, Mind Chaos Brew, definitely appreciate you as well. Make sure that you put a link to the video you did today in the chat because that was absolutely great. The art of war is something else, okay? And I'm telling you, y'all might think that, battle was supposed to be certain ways and there's rules in battle, honey. There ain't no rules in war. You understand? Except, self-preservation. And that's it, okay? And I will often warn a motherfucker before you go in war with me. Because you don't want to go to war with me. Like, that's just what it is. You gonna get a hell of a motherfucking fight. Like I said, I'm not the toughest bitch in the world, right? I'm not the baddest bitch in the world. But I promise you, you're gonna get a hell of a fucking fight fucking with me. Especially if I feel like I'm right. Period. Now, Rico, definitely appreciate you being in the building as well. Clark, appreciate you being in the building. Unadulterated Truth, definitely appreciate you. P, the Panel Killer, I appreciate you as well. Everybody's speaking to each other. Let's see. All right. Living Life, I appreciate you being in the building. Shout out to you, sis. Let's see. Lorna, I appreciate you as well. I think I got everybody. Hopefully I got to the bottom of this. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started into this, guys. And again, like I said, we're not doing this to be making fun of anybody or anything crazy like that. I don't have time to be making fun of people at my precious age of almost 48 years old. You understand? Like, I don't have time for that. But what I do have time for is to put a mirror to your face when you're sitting here projecting your life onto me. Okay? Like, I literally can do that. I don't have a problem with that. And I don't really honestly give a fuck how that makes people feel, right? However, I do care about sensitive topics like this and not being, insensitive to people, right? I don't want to be that way, right? I don't want it to sound as if I don't care about such a disorder and, I'm making light of it because I'm definitely not doing that. So anyway, let me take this down because I want to share my screen with y'all. Because I'd like to share a particular screen that I have. Because, again, it's been questioned whether or not the drug PrEP is, the PrEP drug is used as an HIV drug or not, right? And there's various different questionable ways of answering that, okay? And I think that is questionable in itself, okay? However, the answer is very clear when it comes to Truvada itself. It is a drug that has been out well before it was an anti-HIV drug. In other words, it was well out well before and being used with HIV patients well before it came out for people who were taking it as PrEP, okay, or who were taking it as prior to receiving HIV. They were also using this along with antiretroviral drugs, and I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to show you a video, and I'm also going to show you the definition, okay, and what's going on with that. So, this has been being used well before this was, this was released for people that are HIV negative, okay? And again, when somebody is taking antiretroviral drugs along with Truvada, okay, as an HIV regimen against the infection, okay, the idea is to bring your viral load down enough where you become undetectable. That is the entire purpose of this medication, okay? So do not allow yourself to be fooled because someone was taking Truvada that somehow they are HIV negative and they've always been HIV negative. That is not the case, okay? They were originally had a positive result and then they began to take a medication such as Truvada and another antiretroviral drug and other antiretroviral drugs together as a combination, okay? Truvada can also be in that combination, okay? And then you will become undetectable based off of that combination. Now, let me share my screen and show you that because I don't want you to take my word for it. Okay? I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to get to see for yourself. Let's read this. Yes. I said, can Truvada be used to treat HIV? Yes. Truvada and the same name, right? The imtricabine, I can't really say it, and tenofovir and disulproxyl fumarate is used to treat HIV as part of a combination of antiretroviral therapy regimen in adults and children, but it must be taken with other HIV medicines, not by itself, to control the virus. And it's also widely used as PrEP to prevent HIV in HIV negative adults at risk. At risk, right? It works by blocking the HIV reverse transcriptase enzymes, preventing the virus from multiplying. And then here's how it works for HIV treatment. Combination therapy. Truvada contains two antiretroviral drugs. It's called intracicabine, I don't know how to say that, and tenofovir. All of you can do your own research on this. That stop HIV from replicating. Used with other drugs. For HIV treatment, it is always combined with other RAVR medications as prescribed by a doctor, and it reduces the viral load. This combination helps control the HIV viral load, allow lives. The key uses: HIV treatment in combination with other medications, or HIV PrEP to reduce the risk of sexually acquired HIV infection or HIV for HIV negative individuals. Okay? And then note that I want to say this for the sake of the medication and for the sake of education. Truvada is not a cure for HIV, and users must have a negative test before starting it for PrEP. Okay? So, like I told you guys, I know that Carrie-Ann wanted to show you some paperwork that said she was taking Truvada in a certain year and it was Truvada quote unquote PrEP, right? Please understand that Carrie-Ann is a scammer. Understand that Carrie-Ann absolutely loves to doctor things, okay? And I'm going to show you why today I believe that. But before I do want to play a little bit of a video because I want to prove today that, yes, this type of medication is something that is used to treat HIV along with it being used as well as a PrEP medication. It's not always used as a PrEP medication, okay? But I guess she thought, because I think she thought that she showed us the Truvada, that she had to admit that she was taking it, okay? Which is now she's like, oh, it's just a PrEP. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. But we're going to prove today that that's not true. Let me go ahead and play this first, and then we'll get into that proof. Hold on. Let me play that back one more time. So I wanted that to be heard. And, I played that in fair use, but I wanted you guys to hear that because I wanted you to understand. I don't know. Did y'all hear it? Y'all probably didn't get to hear it. Okay, let me play it one more time. Let me play it one more time for you guys. Um, Hold on one second, guys. Let me find it again. I'll find it one more time. Okay, here it is.
The
All right.
drug
So
Truvada isn't.
let me share my screen with y'all. Okay, y'all got it here. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. I hope that you guys. Okay, there was no audio. Okay, let me go ahead and play it one more time. All right. So there's a particular part of this video I wanted to play. All right.
Think it can be. Truvada is already being used to treat those who've contracted the virus, but authorities say it is now a safe and effective form of HIV prevention, and that's what makes it a potential breakthrough.
So I hope you guys heard that. Did you guys? Okay, so good. I wanted to make sure that you guys heard it, okay? That this is a medication that is not just only used as a PrEP medication. This medication can also be used in combination with other antiretroviral drugs as an HIV medication as well, okay? I'm going to play it one more time for y'all because I don't want it. We're not going to play the game of T-Pre is making this up, okay? Play it one more time.
Good as I think it can be. Truvada is already being used to treat those who've contracted the virus, but authorities say it is now a safe and effective form of HIV prevention, and that's what makes it a potential breakthrough in the 30-year-long battle against the AIDS epidemic.
So, HIV, this particular medication, PrEP, not PrEP, this particular medication, Truvada, can in fact be used along with other antiretroviral medications, okay, antiretroviral medications to treat actual HIV infection. Do not be fooled, okay? Please, please, for God's sake, people will lie to you. They will fool you, they will lie, they will scam, they will do all kinds of shit to get their fucking way because they are that diabolical. Because they do not want to be wrong about anything, okay? They want to be right about everything that they say, everything that they do. No matter what. They will die on their sword before they let you, tell them what's really going on. Now let's get into this because I'm not going to be long today. I'm not going to waste y'all time today. Let's get into why T-Pre is saying what she's saying about Carrie'S. Okay? Now y'all see this HIV quant RT-PCR test up here at the top, ordered October 20th, 2015 at 3:50 p.m. When I saw that, I gave her the benefit of the doubt until I saw the bottom test, the two tests at the bottom. The Hla-B 5701 typing test in particular is the one. And we're going to look at that right now. Because, Carrie, again, you fucked with the wrong one. And you're not going to keep playing with me. You're just not. I don't give a fuck how bad you want people to feel sorry for you or any of that. But what you're not going to do is keep playing these games with me and keep pretending with me that this is really not a thing, okay? And that I'm single white femaling you and all these other things are happening to you by me. I'm doing you so wrong, right? All while I've been minding my business, Carrie'S. I've been minding my fucking business, right? Now, let's look up this Hla-B 5701 typing test. Now, I'm going to show you guys what this test is for. Let me pull this screen down. Now, you guys have your screenshot of these two tests, right? And so far, the only one that I've shown you guys is the HIV quad RT-PCR test, right? So Carrie thought that we were looking at her PrEP medication or her Truvada medication. And so she came up with this scheme of her taking PrEP, okay? Now, let's go ahead and show you why it is a fact that she is HIV. She was diagnosed with HIV at some point in her life. Now, I don't know when, right? But at some point, because, and it looks like it was around this time, around October or so of 2015, because of this particular test right here. Y'all sit down. I know that there's a lot of people that were rooting for Carrie. Not a lot. There's a couple of y'all that were rooting for her. I get it. But you need to have a seat for just a moment because I'm about to share something very disturbing with you. Something that she decided to share with us. And like I told her, and I'm going to tell her again and again and again, leave me alone. Stop coming for me. I'm not bothering you. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm not doing anything to you. But there is one reason and one reason only that someone would get this type of test. The HLA, let me highlight it so everybody can read it, everybody can see. The HLA B501 typing test is a genetic blood test used to determine if a person carries the HLA B701 allele, which is strongly linked to a hypersensitivity reaction, HSR, to HIV medication, abacavir. Testing is recommended before initiating abacavir therapy to prevent severe, potentially allergic reactions. So, let's read it again. Let's go down further. Key aspects of the test, right? Let's look at the key aspects of this test. Purpose. The test identifies individuals at high risk for abacavir-induced hypersensitivity, allowing doctors to choose alternative, safer HIV medications. The methodology. The test typically uses polymerase chain reaction PCR to detect the specific gene, often with 5701 sequence, specific molecular probes. The sample type. A blood sample, usually a lavender top EDTA tube, is required. The turnaround time. Results are generally available within 3 to 10 days. And the interpretation. A positive result means you have the gene and you should not take abacavir. A negative result means you do not have the gene, but a reaction is still theoretically possible. Now, why does it say that? And how is this test that you showed us on your medical history not proof that you are HIV positive? Or at least that you were HIV positive before you became undetectable, Carrie'S. See, I would have went with it, like I said, if it wasn't for them meddling kids, right? If it wasn't for that meddling T-Pre, right? After all these months of you out here accusing me of the bullshit, while you are willy-nilly showing us these types of tests. That tox ABIgG at the bottom, that's checking for toxoplasmosis. You only get that when you're pregnant, sweetheart. So, I don't know how this happened, why this happened, right? It's possible there could be a lot of scenarios how somebody could end up with HIV and pregnancy at the same time. A whole lot. But what you don't find me doing, Carrie, is running around here conversing, forcing you, invading your space, forcing you to give me these details about your life. You're the one that has volunteered this information while you've been trying to grandstand on me and ask me to show my medical history for some stupid ass reason, for God knows what reason, because again, I'm not in competition with you at all. So you're asking me for my medical history, but you're taking tests that only somebody gives, only a doctor prescribes, right? This is why, shout out to Informant Sugar. She wanted me to know what type of specialist this was, right? Dr. Singh, right? Who ordered this particular type of testing for you in order to eliminate what type of HIV medication they were going to give you. So the Truvada that you take or were taking at the time was not a PrEP medication, Carrie'S. It was going along with other antiretroviral drugs to help you become undetectable. Shout out to science that has been out here handling that for the past 30, 40 years with this terrible disease. And again, I don't take any pleasure in knowing that you have this disorder. As a matter of fact, those that know me behind the scenes, they know how fucking disturbed I am about this. They know how much this fucking actually hurts to know this. But I'm angry at you at the same time, Carrie, because I can't understand why you keep trying to project this bullshit on me when the only thing I wanted you to do was leave me out of your shit with that you had going on with Triggs. That's it. I did not want to go back and forth over that. I did not want to get involved in the madness of that. And because of that, you have spiraled out of control to this level. All while you telling everybody this is my motherfucking life. No, bitch. No, ho. No, you're not about to do that. So now, I guess, your car is out of gas. Because you're now going to have to prove why you're taking an Hla-B 5701 typing test that is only used, right? It's only used for one reason. It's literally only used for one reason. It's a typing test, a genetic blood test used to determine if you are a person that carries the Hla-B 5701L, which is strongly linked to a hypersensitivity reaction to the HIV medication abacavir. Testing is recommended before initiating abacavir therapy in order to prevent severe, potentially fatal allergic reactions. That is it, and that is all. So again, you're welcome to keep telling everybody I'm a liar. You know, I'm making this up. I'm projecting my life onto you. I'm not showing it. I have not shown a single medical chart of mine to a soul out here. Not a single soul has seen my medical records. And nobody will, honey. Nope. I love myself way too much to be doing some shit like that. It ain't got nothing to do with hiding nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with any of that. It's because I have self-respect and dignity. And it's time for you to do the same. It is time for you to get off the internet and stop grandstanding for 50 fucking strangers. We don't know you, Carrie. And we did not need to know any of this. But because you wanted us to know, because you were so emotional, jumping up and down, right? running around trying to force down our throats this idea that you're this non-promiscuous, cleansed, holier than thou woman who don't believe in God but still believes in God, but you a communist, but you was atheist, and you a capitalist at the same time. And girl, Carrie, please get off the internet. Please stop lying to yourself. Please go get the therapy that your doctors have been requesting you to get. And please do what you got to do. Now, this is the first time I am revealing something you've actually told me, right? Go get the therapy you need. Because you know what? Even if you hadn't told me that, it's so obvious that you need it. It's so obvious, Carrie. And I'll be honest, this shit fucking hurts to see you like this. It's fucked up. I want to see you do better. Get off the fucking internet trying to prove that you're just virtuous woman and that you're better than everybody else, and actually go get the help you need, because guess what? You really might become again because you used to be. You got to find that bitch again. You just might become the person that you need to be and the person that you want to be for yourself. It's time to let all this foolishness go. The pandemic is over. The shit that happened with your job is over. The shit that happened on the internet is over. This place, one thing about this sector, it's a pretty forgiving space. Eventually, this will fade in the background. There won't be too much talk about this. And people are still going to support you. The ones that do, they're still going to fuck with you. They're going to come around. They're going to do them. They're going to come, hang out with you. So this isn't the purpose of why I'm doing this. Is so people will stop talking to you. No, the purpose is because you're not going to project this bullshit on me. And then when I give you a dose of your motherfucking medicine with actual facts and reality, you want to play the victim. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. What you're going to do is leave me alone, and you're going to go and get your life together. Or not, right? You can go ahead and destroy yourself completely at this point. That's up to you. But the cat's out the bag. The proof is in the pudding. It just is what it is at this point. And what you're not going to do is play in my motherfucking face. And none of your troll friends are going to do that either. That's just that. Anywho, let me look at the comments and then I'm done. What I'm not going to do is sit in here and this is a serious disorder, but the way I see it, you are proving an education. You are proving an education while disproving all the lies by that person. I agree, right? And this is why I'm doing it that way. I don't want to be just out here just, yelling and talking shit. I'd rather show you what this shit means and what this stuff is all about. You see what I'm saying? So that we're not going to sit here and pretend and play and play in the people's face, because it really ain't that deep. Ain't nobody out here trying to fuck you, Carrie-Ann. There's nobody in the sector that's going to sleep with you after today. Okay? They're just not. And anybody that has, hopefully they haven't, they going to get tested. And that's just that. Ooh, okay. You said, and you have to still be negative to take the medication. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I think I got that straight. You said to the beautiful Bernice. Okay. Yeah, child. Okay. I'm just saying nobody has to lie on this woman. You said not you said the beautiful Bernice, not too good. My aunt is sick in the ICU, but my cousin is on the mend. I'm sorry to hear that, living life. I hope that she gets better. Prayers for you. And yes, do not be fooled, y'all. Okay? You said when not leaving a person alone goes wrong. Okay, I'm just saying, like, just why is it that you want to keep coming from me? You said Truvada is generally considered safe for HIV prevention during pregnancy and breastfeeding, with data showing no increased risk of birth defects and low levels. Exactly. Exactly. But see, that bottom test, honey, that was the death blow for you. That was it, okay? Because, baby, you said, and the gag, she did not open those test results. The major question is, why? Right. Why deflect? Why you want to talk about imaginary granddaughters and all this other stuff? Like, I was like, I did what to my second grand? I didn't know I had a second grandchild. Like, okay, like, like, girl, I think the loungers would have knew before her that I think all of y'all would have knew that I had a second grandchild by now. Okay, um, unadulterated. I guess keeping it plain is in here again. I don't know. Keeping it plain is blocked, so I don't know why he keeps dropping down in the chat. I don't see nothing you're saying, sir. Okay, nothing you're saying at all. Okay, you said from a specialist child. That's this test and this quantitative test was taken by a specialist on the same exact day. Okay? Yes, both of these tests. That one test was to before they started her on her HIV medication, they wanted to see if she had I'm gonna show y'all again, because we're not gonna say T pre lying, right? They had to make sure that it was a genetic blood test used to determine if she carries that HLA-B 5701, which is strongly linked to hypersensitivity reaction to the HIV medication abovacare, abacavir. I'm sorry, abacavir. So, as you can see right there, that's what this is all about. There's no other reason why somebody would have that test. There's no other reason. Now, if she can prove she had that test for some other reason, not prove it was negative, because that would mean she just doesn't have the HLA-B gene, okay? But prove that you had that test for some other reason, Carrie, other than they were testing you before they started you on your HIV medication to make sure that they didn't give you abacavir and you have a deadly reaction to it, because certain people have the gene that causes a deadly reaction to that medication. So prove it, Carrie. If I'm lying, right, according to your own medical records, prove it. Prove I'm lying. Prove you got that test for any other reason. Prove it. I'll wait. You said, I agree, Raw. Why take the test and not look at the results, okay? You said, when I run my mouth to anyone in the sector, I do expect a dragging, okay? You said, no such thing as undetectable HIV, respectfully. So, there is. Let me look at it real quick. Let me find it. Let me look that up real quick before we go, because I don't want it to sound like I'm just making that up. Undetectable. All right, I got it right here. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by the undetectable. So I think you're right, respectfully, with what you're saying, but I want to show you what I meant by that. Okay, so let me share this tab instead. I hope you guys can see that, and let me remove your comment because I want you guys to see what Spotum is saying, because he's right. But what this means is that viral suppression is defined as having less than 200 copies of HIV per milliliter of blood. Viral suppression helps to keep you healthy and prevents transmission. HIV medicine can make your viral load so low that a standard lab test can't detect it. This is called having an undetectable viral load. Okay, so yes, you're technically right. A person can never not ever be completely detectable, right? Like if they have HIV, it can be found, right? But a standard HIV test, a person can have such a low viral count that they can actually, become undetectable, okay, or have an undetectable viral load. That's what that means, okay? But shout out to you because technically the wording, right, but this is what the definition of what that is, okay? And that's coming from hiv.gov. All right, so you guys can check that out yourselves. That is a respectable website, and you can check that information out for yourself. Hey, Keeper, I appreciate you being in the building. You said, everyone, Lord, stick a pitchfork in me. I am well done. Why, Lord? Why, child? I'm just saying, nobody knows why this girl felt like she needed to grandstand and try to prove that she never had any diseases and that everybody in the world else has all these diseases, and all this stuff, and she has no proof of it, but she's showing proof of her own. Like, okay, you said no. You said on know those of us, those of us that have medical degrees and work in medical industry might know what the fuck we are talking about. Okay. And okay. I'm just saying, right? Like we're not just talking off the side of our neck here, okay? You said, hey, keeper. Everybody's saying, hey. Triggs Ghost, you said, damn, and she called you, Hla-B, breaking at the prostitutes. She owes every single one of you an apology. Period. Period. Right? Because I'm going to tell y'all, me and Breaking have had some hella motherfucking fights out here, right? We have had some long, drawn out motherfucking fights out here. But Breaking, ain't nobody ever sent me no information about this on Breaking, yo. Nobody, no one has ever sent me anything about her having any type of STDs, honey. Never. Not one. You can look into Vixen Chronicles, check around. Ain't not one there. As a matter of fact, I told you, Carrie, I'm going to do Breaking a solid. Every fucking video I've done of you, I'm going to take one down for her. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? So I'm going to take a Vixen Chronicle down for each one of these fucking Carrie Chronicles I've recently done. Because I'm about to put this in a playlist on your ass. All while it's already on the don'tplaywithit.com website. Okay? So, but yeah, I ain't never known Breaking to have any of this shit. I've never known her to need HLA-B 5701 typing, and if she has, she hasn't been dumb enough to show it to the sector. So, I mean, she definitely got one on you. Definitely got one on Carrie. But anyway, you said, yeah, so, that's just wild. You said trick shot, she did. Who gives a F? She diseased and disgusting. Okay. You said, how did they know she had it to prescribe it to her if it's undetectable? I don't know, but I'm just letting you know what the CDC is saying about undetectable, right? I mean, I can show you again, but I know this was before, I showed it to you when you put that. But, I'll show you again. I'll show you again. I'll read it again. Viral suppression is defined as having less than 200 copies of HIV per milliliter of blood. Viral suppression helps to keep you healthy and prevents transmission. HIV medicine can help make your viral load so low that a standard lab test can't detect it. This is called having an undetectable viral load. And this is coming from hiv.gov under viral suppression and an undetectable viral load. I mean, I'll pull the website for you. This is the website. Shout out to HIV.gov, where it actually talks about viral suppression and how you can be undetectable with taking the proper HIV medications, including Truvada, along with HIV medications. So there's the proof. There you go. All right, let me see. You said all because she wanted to F Triggs, right? Like, girl. You said we didn't know she was diseased when she put a jacket on you three. Dang, that's sad. Hopefully she takes her meds and doesn't let it claim her life. I agree with that. And that's the part, right? Just watching her spiral like that is pretty fucking sad. You said the HBLA test is not used for diagnosing a negative HIV status. It is a genetic screening test for people already diagnosed with HIV to determine their risk of a severe allergic reaction, hypersensitivity to HIV medication, abavir, abacavir. Okay, and here is the link to that, so you guys can go and literally look for yourselves what's going on. You say, yo, what's up, Ghost? You say, yo, y'all been going in like 6 days straight. This is crazy, okay? I'm just saying, she should have left me alone. But she wanna keep fucking with a bitch. You said, Lord, she done exposed her poom poom business. And for nothing. For literally, emotionally, and for nothing. You know, Carrie Ann, you should go back and look at those emails that were revealed about you from folk that know you, right? And how you have a pattern of this manic, crazy ass behavior and just doing things for attention. And in doing things for attention, you always end up screwing yourself and fucking yourself with everything. It's so ridiculous. You really need to go get fucking help, man. Real shit. Real nigga shit. Okay, so I think everybody is clear on all that. Hey, beautiful. I appreciate you being in the building. All right, so everybody just kind of talking. You said, "Sweet Mother of Jesus, I hope there's a glitch in this paper, child, honey." I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nobody got to make up nothing on that girl. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. So do we have sound now? Okay, I think we got the sound. All right. All right, so I'm just checking out what you guys are saying. Hey, we on lock. I appreciate you, brother, for being in the building. Much love to you as well, bro. And you doing really good over there in your with that political commentary. I see you off the Umar shit, and you on the political commentary. That's really definitely a thing. Shout out to you. Shout out to Cellulite Podcast. He's out there definitely doing that as well, which is our sister Raw's husband. So make sure y'all go and support both of those brothers and get in on the commentary as well. You said Photon probably somewhere washing his phone and mouth out. Okay, like child, I don't gotta make up nothing on this woman. I do not have to lie on this lady. Like I don't know why she's telling y'all that, but we're gonna put that to rest today. You said, and who said parenting was easy? Only a non-parent, right? Only a person who has had multiple deletions allegedly, or multiple, abortions allegedly, or multiple, miscarriages allegedly, right? Because their coochie can't hold a baby, right? Yeah, only bitches like that. Then it's only that bitch, not everybody, just her. Period. Shout out to Magic Johnson, right? You said no, don't try to prove shit else. Okay? Don't try to prove nothing else because literally, Carrie, nobody has been asking you for it. No one has been asking you for this, right? Let me show you what we have not been asking you for. We don't want to see it. We don't care. And you know what? I don't know if this is is there anything worse you could show us? Is there honestly anything worse than this? I mean, I know that this isn't a death sentence these days, right? See, I have a couple of friends that have HIV. They're HIV positive, living very good lives, right? Well kept, healthy. They're not on the internet crashing out. None of that's going on, right? So, it's not a death sentence anymore. You can actually get, be okay and live a very long, healthy lifestyle with HIV. So, that's not really so much a thing. So I'm not sure why you keep trying to compare yourself to the women in the sector, competing with women in the sector, and whooping your own ass. How do you be the only person that in the competition, right? You create the competition, you get in the competition, and you lose the competition at the same motherfucking time. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, bitch, you're actually creating competitions, be the only competitor in the competition, and you still lost the competition. Like, girl, I need you to have several fucking seats, girl. Several motherfucking seats. And yes, Magic Johnson is undetectable. So shout out to him. He's one of those people that has such a low viral load that he is considered undetectable. Okay? He says she shot herself in the foot, respectfully, literally, just by trying to grandstand when you can just leave us all the fuck alone. We don't care. Okay? You just need to get off of here and go get actual help. Period. Okay, why that troll so thirsty? Only God knows, child. You said, playing in my head, war. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? You said, Kiefer, I love that song. I love any song from War. Any song from the group War. Southern part of Texas. Um, the Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. I like any song from War, so shout out to them. You said abacavir, brand name Zygen, antiviral med classified as a nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, NRTI, in combo with other antiretroviral drugs to treat human immunodeficiency virus HIV infection. That is what abacavir is for, and that is what this testing, as you guys can see on her medical records, right? You guys can see on her medical records the testing that she had to be done, and you can see what this test is for, right? What this test is for. Again, HLA-B5701 typing test is a genetic blood test used to determine if a person carries the HLA-B5701LA, which is strongly linked to a hypersensitivity reaction, HSR, to the HIV medication abacavir. Testing is recommended before initiating abacavir therapy to prevent severe, potentially fatal allergic reactions. So they're only giving you this test. Again, the purpose of this test, this is the sole purpose of this test. The test identifies individuals at high risk for abacavir-induced hypersensitivity, allowing doctors to choose alternative, safer HIV medications. Y'all see it in real time for yourself. Ain't nobody got to lie on this bitch. Ain't nobody got to make up shit on this hoe. Ain't nobody got to do shit to this bitch. You did this to yourself. Not me. Not T Pre did this to you. You did this all to yourself. Okay? All to you. All you. Not me. T Pre has been minding her business, telling you to leave me alone. T Pre has been out here getting money, not laying on some dirty couch with my stinking pussy, worrying about somebody else's pussy. No, 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 ma'am. Right? See, if you were out here getting money and handling your business, you wouldn't have to worry about that either, because people can have HIV and work at the same time. Okay? They definitely can. Hello? You didn't know? You didn't know? Maybe you did know because you've been working all that time. And now all of a sudden you sitting on your ass talking about you making side hustle money. Side hustle my ass. That's some goddamn disability, bitch. Fuck out of here. That's not a side hustle. You know, get your ass out here, get your lazy ass up and go do something. Period. You said I just decided to look up about the car. I can't even really say that shit. Okay. You said if self sabotaging was a person, exactly, exactly. You said yes, me too, Clark Clark. In the clouds, y'all. Hey, Damu, I appreciate you being in the building. You said yes. You said Facts T Pre War Group is the best. Okay, absolutely. You said you could live a long life with HIV, but some of those meds have awful side effects, and they do. They do. And I get why, there's a lot going on in her life, you know, with bipolar disorder, with having to take lithium, having to take these HIV medications, having to take, these medications that help her, stay undetectable. That's a lot. I can imagine, and it's funny because I didn't realize all this when I did talk to her. You know what I mean? I didn't know half of this stuff was going on. I knew about the mental health conditions and stuff. It was a lot of stuff that was so, stuff I really didn't understand, right? But this puts all of that into perspective for me. It really does. It puts everything we've talked about into perspective, and even all the bullshit of her trying to project it all onto me because it angers her so bad. It hurts her so bad that these things are true. And so obviously, somebody who hasn't dealt with that pain is going to try to project that pain onto someone else. But projecting it, trying and attempting to make this true about me is not going to change your actual circumstances, Carrie. It's just not. And you should stop trying to prove to us that you're better than all of us, and you need to get your ass off the internet and go do something positive for yourself. These are facts. These are facts. You said safety measure. If a patient tests positive, they should not take abacavir. A negative result means that the patient is less likely to have the specific severe reaction type in can test be used for a negative HIV test, not a diagnostic test. It cannot determine if a person has HIV or not. It is only used to guide treatment choices. That's it. You said, I wonder how many men she's burnt. It's a good question, right? Considering the fact that she's been willing to be out here wanting to have a sexual relationship with a man on the internet at least one that we know about. Now, thank God, according to him, he has never met up with her, right? But only God knows how many men she has actually ran into and encountered and tried that same bullshit, that Truvada bullshit that she tried. How many people have she done that to? How many unsuspecting people don't know? You said, "Oh Lord, Pete, no." You said, "Duh, she's celibate, right?" According to her, she's celibate, though. Maybe she is now. I don't know. You said people get tested based off of symptoms. Period. Period. Okay. Nobody's getting that many chlamydia and gonorrhea tests at all. Okay. And even if you were celibate and you did have HIV and you were celibate, there would still be no reason to have all those particular tests unless you've had it in the past, right? And now you're being tested every 6 months to make sure you don't have it, right? A person that has HIV, obviously their medical history and their medical chart is going to look very different than a person without HIV. So you said shout out to Carrie Ann and all the women who are practicing celibacy. Child, I hope she really is at this point. You said them meds are not given lightly, okay? At all. You said please be safe, Carrie Ann, myself, and everyone else. We have to take care of our well being first. 1 motherfucking 100. Stop getting out here trying to grandstand on all these women and trying to be better than everybody. You need to go take care of yourself for real. Like, really. Okay? Like, really. Not trying to prove it to Brixton and to Damu. You need to actually do it. Not trying to prove it to Excellento. He don't give a fuck about you. Okay? Not trying to prove it to actual factual and Spice and all these other trolls, Carrie. You need to get back to Carrie Ann and get off the fucking internet. and everybody's gonna get over this. But as long as you keep trying to grandstand on everybody, niggas gonna roast your ass. You alone. Not HIV, but you alone. Okay, ma'am? Mm-hmm. Yep, I sure will. I got you. Hold on. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna drop the link real quick. Make sure y'all hit the like button, guys. I do appreciate all of the commentary, all the likes that have been coming in, and everybody's support. Give me just a second. All right. All right, guys. That's the StreamYard link. Yep. So, you said absolutely, keeper, right? I'm just saying, like, it's so much more important to actually take care of yourself and stop trying to grandstand on people that, nobody actually gives a fuck about. What's up, sis?
Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Listen, I do apologize to anybody that was wanting to come up on my live earlier and the fact that I didn't speak to anybody in the chat. But please understand, I take very serious the disrespect and the fucking slander of it all. Like, at the end of the day, I've told y'all, I have a degree in nursing. I have a degree in science. So, it's unfortunate if some people are sensitive and they feel like this is not empathetic to carry in. But the reality is this woman used these STD results to slander and defame T-Pre.
Exactly.
She used these STD results to slut shame multiple women in the sector. And all of the people that are now in their feelings and calling for empathy, let me ask you this. Where's your empathy for T-Pre and the other women in the sector?
Period.
Y'all didn't have no empathy for anybody. Well, it's horrible to say that she has HIV. I'm sorry that y'all are in your feelings, but you literally cannot take this test, that HLA test, for anything other than that. And
Exactly.
I wanted to show this as well, just so we see from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs.
All right, I'll pull it up. Hold on one second. Let me move the banner. All right, and let me move us too. All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
I shared the screen. You gotta drop this one down and then share yours, boo. Do y'all see this? Let me zoom it in so that we can see this very clear. This is from the United States Department of Veteran Affairs for veterans and the public. The HLA-B 570 is just diagnosed. And it checks whether you have a certain gene that may predispose you to having a reaction to the medication. So if you think because she went to Google, like, people are going to show you relatable links just so you understand that none of y'all sit there that are championing for this woman. Did you not sit here and think, why is she showing me a test from 2016 when the results that are questioned, or the test, not even the results, the tests that are being discussed are tests in 2015? Do you not know a con man or a con woman when you see one? Let me give you a little insight into who I am and why this is a problem for me. This is a problem for me because too many men, especially African American men, are duped. They're duped by women that behave in this ilk. How many other men, how many women are sitting there and being led down a path of degradation? Their lives are literally on the line Well, you screamed at her that she has HIV. And so what? For the past 9 months, she has screamed that I'm a prostitute, Pre's a prostitute, breaking the cultural silence is a prostitute. She's talked about my children, how much of a mother I am or I'm not. Seven's children, how much of a mother they are not. Meanwhile, from that specific panel of tests, you know that she was pregnant and she couldn't have one. The difference is when a nothing ass bitch keeps talking shit, you have a tendency to ignore them. This woman has said, came out here and played in y'all's face. And then to double down, she created an imaginary child in Pre's life, and then she offed her on a thumbnail. And this is when y'all feel compassion? No, no, no. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. I know I'm fairly new to the sector, so y'all don't really understand how I give it up. But I'm 10 toes down for those that are right.
And I've known Raw for years, and she's always been this way. Always.
Not facts. I'm not doing this for anybody, and I don't big myself up. I don't have to. I am her in real life. And some people know I work in the medical field to this day, right now.
Hey, Hoodie. Hey, Wyan.
And I'm telling you what it's given. Pre told you what it was given, and it's right in front of your faces.
Let me
So
put it up
now,
one more time. I'm going to show y'all
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So now, what y'all got to start asking yourself is, are you really paying attention to the subtext? Or are y'all so caught up in the narratives of the sector that the narratives is what drives you? See, I've never been one for narratives. You can ask people that have been dealing with me since I came into the sector. You can ask people like Pre and others that have known me from when I was not in the sector. I don't deal with narratives. I'm the realest person you will ever meet in your life. And even if I'm not your friend and you're right, I'm going to be in your corner. But if you're wrong and you're playing dumb, you have a problem. Listen here, Carrie'S. I could give a damn if you have HIV. I could give a damn if you have hepatitis B. I could give a damn if your vagina is so marauded and disgusting that you cannot give life. You know why? Because I did twice. My kids are well. Bless God.
Amen.
I go to the mat for mine every day. Bless God.
Amen.
And even when I did not have children, I always was excited and happy for other people and their children. Even on my worst days, I always have been excited and happy for other people. What up, Putty? Because at the
What's up, Hoodie?
end of the day, you have to be a good steward over what you have to be a great steward over much.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, you're comfortable being in your couch, playing on the couch and doing nothing. And I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna hop down. I don't want to have a takeover spirit.
No, you're good.
The reality is some people in these spaces are enjoying making her a victim because they absolutely need somebody to be on a lower tier than them so they can feel good about themselves, right? With me, I don't care. What I care about is the unmitigated mendacity of you to put in everybody's face that you're getting a test that signifies heavily that somewhere in those 251 tests that you got something that you can't get rid of, but you're calling other people a whore. How fucking dare you? If every other woman in this sector was the biggest whores in America, you would never know because they will never show you their my charts.
Facts. Bars.
What we doing?
What are we doing right now? Like, child, girl, nobody, you would never know. Like I said, I ain't got that information on nobody else. The only person I got that on is you. And you're the only one running around saying that about everybody else. And it turns out it's you, girl. And like I said, I gave you an out. I did. They was mad too. But I gave you an out. But I knew it was gonna make your stupid ass crash out, and I was like, okay, let's go. Because now I'm gonna show you exactly why I've been saying you're HIV positive. Why I'm saying you most definitely had an HIV positive test in your life somewhere in October of 2015 at some point. Now, if I'm lying, sue me. Let's go. I'll holler
Stop.
at y'all.
Right. And stop doing privacy complaints. I already told you. I don't really care to have you on my page on YouTube. Even the videos I'm publishing of you that you are dropping on your page, on my website, they're not published through YouTube, you big dummy.
You big bitch.
You are a health risk.
Hmm.
I'm telling you right now, you're playing a YouTube game. Congratulations.
We're playing
I'm
real
not.
life games.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And in real life, be careful. And anybody that doesn't stand in alignment, you don't have to. You're not required to.
You're not
As
required.
I stated the other day, this is about principalities. And I will burn down Rome
Hmm.
before I ever abandon my principles. This is a public health crisis. How many people is she having unprotected sex with in Georgia right now?
Mm-mm.
Really understand the population of diseases. If don't nobody take this personal, I'm just calling names out of the chat. I'm not putting these curses on you. We rebuke in the name of Jesus. If Carrie-Ann slept with Hoodie and she has potentially HIV, and then Hoodie sleeps with Keeper, and then she potentially gets HIV from him, and then Keeper sleeps with Living Life to the Fullest, and then she potentially gets HIV from her, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And then turn around, and then your best friend's cousin is sleeping with somebody that done slept with somebody that done slept with somebody that has this disease. This is why the numbers are so high. Because there are people like this playing in your face. Oh, nah, see, I'm just doing this for bread.
Hmm.
Let me get down, girl. I'll lay
All right,
back.
girl. I appreciate you being up. Shout out to Raw. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. I am out of here. All right. Like I said, there could be a part 5. I don't care. But I really don't want to keep going back and forth because pretty much, like I said, you out of gas, bitch. You out of gas, bitch. It just is what it is. You can try to create all types of my chart shit and all type of shit. It's too late. It's too late. Just saying. I'll holler at y'all. Let me go ahead and make sure that y'all are doing good. Okay, I appreciate you catching the replay. You said gun in every room, motherfucker. She better stop the cap. You said, oh hell to the damn no. Okay, ain't going. You said someone might want to inform the CDC on her local health department. Okay. You said, God damn it, raw man. Hell nah. Her neck made of butter. Health risk. You said that's too close to Menace to Society. That was the movie. Let me show y'all that. I got to show y'all Peace Timer before we go.
Yeah, it was 12:15. Exact. If I'm not mistaken, it was
Now you
12.
see something? Now you see now. You done fucked up. You know that, don't you?
I
See what I'm saying?
I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
The more questions that cop asked, the more I thought I wasn't gonna never see daylight again.
And this time you said you bought the bottle of beer.
I was just waiting for them to tell me they seen that damn videotape, but they hadn't.
No, you done fucked up, don't you? No, don't you? No, you done fucked up.
Without the tape, they had nothing.
Yo, that is a fucking hilarious ass clip. Anyway, I am out of here, y'all. Yeah, Carrie, you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, girl. You said you took the Truvada at 12:30. Okay, the lie detector test determines that is a lie. Okay, yes, ma'am. You are HIV positive. Okay, or at least you have had at least two, or at least one HIV positive test in your life. Okay? Yes, you have, ma'am. And you got that test to find out. This HLA test, right? This HLA-B 5701 typing test. You got that test for a specific reason to see whether or not they would give you that type of medication for your HIV treatment. Anybody can Google this and look this up. Congratulations, bitch. You played yourself once again. I'll holla at y'all. Peace, guys, and thank y'all for watching.